the Lower East Side of New York City. Art was always around me through graffiti and, through all this energy that was coming out of here, urban neighborhoods, a lot of energy, trying to get all that energy out. I never really took to art school. I wasn't the type of artist that I am. I'm not really big on drawings or illustrations or things of that nature. I don't feel like I was born with the gift to be able to look at something and draw it exactly the way that it is, like some artists are. So I didn't really gravitate to art in that way. I was always fond of music and creativity and a layer of performance art. So I always had like cool outfits growing up, and I was always into the coolest sneakers, and that's a bit of a design taste too. Artistic, creative. Trying to figure out what jackets and what sneakers and what style you want to like look like. Your kind of first painting is how you present yourself in the world. And then I started hanging out in nightclubs at the age of 19. And it's really in nightclubs where I learned a lot about creativity and art and energy and all these layers. It was all the club kids playing on the coolest outfits. It was all the drag queens, and, they get all their fabulousness together, and, you'd see them, and you would see them as beautiful creatures just walking through the club. It was their painting. They were wearing their painting, and I saw a lot of paintings walking around, in the New York City nightlife. And
they were art themselves, actually. They were
art themselves, the energy, the music, the creativity. I started, going to nightclubs so much that, I'm proud to say that, I fell into that club kid lifestyle. So like I would go into these great outfits, and, I was definitely in the scene of New York City nightlife, and every night was a party. And so there I learned about, first I learned a lot about music and dancing. And that was
like my DJ too, aren't you a DJ?
Yeah, I DJ now. I wasn't DJing then because I was more into dancing. But, as you get older, you start to evolve and use your creativity for certain things. But back then, my creative outlet was, the way that I presented myself, and then through my dancing. So I was big on dancing growing up in New York City nightlife club kid. And at the age of 28, with all that nightlife in me and all those experiences, I decided to pick up a new hobby, which was painting. And I knew when I went to the art store exactly what I wanted, because it was one night I was hanging out at the Club Tunnel, New York City, 27th Street and Avenue there. And in that was my favorite club, the Tunnel, I have a lot of favorite DJs.
Why was it your favorite club? Tell my audience why you love the Tunnel so much.
Club kids really, we needed a big space to get lost. And at the Tunnel, there was so many rooms and so many secret little areas, and there was so many places to kind of get lost and just venture into. It was a beautiful space. And one of those spaces was called the Fuzzy Room by the club kids. We called it the Fuzzy Room, but it was called the Cosmic Karen. And the Cosmic Karen was by an artist who I have his literature here. It was the first artist that I remembered their name, and that artist was Kenny Sharp. Kenny Sharp was this beautiful artist, and the Cosmic Cavern was this beautiful, beautiful place, and that's where I learned a lot about like fluorescent color. I learned about energy, I learned about being in an environment that inspired me. And I'm going through the pages here because I just want to give you a little idea of what that looked like. It looks like this during the day, but at nighttime with the black lights, it was just an amazing place, So, the Cosmic Cavern Tunnel, New York City, was where my fluorescent bulb lit up, and my surge for like this new dimension, this new color, this new wave of energy was born at the Cosmic Cavern there that night. It's a cool thing when an artist can remember the moment of when everything changed for them. And so from that point on, it was always on my radar, fluorescent color.